Okay, so why would somebody choose to put commercial property in a SSAS or a SIPP? And we're talking about business owners or those people who have got SSASs and SIPPs which have got a desire to invest in a property asset. Business owners sometimes trust that asset. We're not necessarily talking about the business occupying it, although that happens many times. It's still possible to just do this as a third-party buy-to-let scenario, but it's particularly useful and interesting when the business owner is occupying the premises, it's linked into their trade. To some extent it helps to manage the fortunes of that business, expand it. The benefits specifically for business owners, so we have tax efficiency. We have the ability to control what your pension's being invested in, which is otherwise left to some other party that you may be at arm's length, you don't know, you're not so involved in the strategy. The key thing is the ability to grow the business at the same time as your pension fund and to have the two almost interlock to sort of work together. The Pension Solutions Group's role in all this. So it's important to say what we're not. We're not accountants, we're not tax advisors, we're not property lawyers, we're not financial advisors either. What we do have is a lot of experience in the pension tax law, the regulations, how things work, how things must not be done, as well as how things should be done. We do this with our trusted partners such as Coffin Mew, who we've got a very close and long-lasting relationship with on property. Now, property throws up all sorts of strange things, and often it's key to work very closely with the property lawyer to solve those things.
Coffin Mew's involvement in the pensions world and the property field involves us in buying commercial properties into pension schemes, selling properties back out, dealing with leases, so the occupation of properties, and then anything that goes alongside that, so the property management aspects, so alterations to properties, consents to changes of ownership by assignments or sublettings. One of the things we're there to do is make sure that the risks are kept to a minimum. We're there to make sure it's an appropriate investment. We want to know that it's going to be worth what's being paid for it. So the process that we go through would involve a very similar process to the residential property conveyancing process. We would get a copy of the title, we'd go through that title, make sure there's nothing unusual, unexpected in there. We'd then carry out the usual searches, which are inquiries of the local authority to make sure the property's got the relevant planning, that there's no enforcement action against the property, that it's got connection to drainage and water, that there's no environmental issues, because they can be a very big problem, and generally to make sure that the property's what they're expecting.
So if you're a business owner, this is something we cannot tell you should be considering, but it is very useful to consider. We don't want to stray into advice. It's very important to do this with proper advice. Please get in touch. We've got a lot of experience. Find out why we're refreshingly different when we're approaching this.
Pick up the phone, give us a call, drop us an email. We're always happy to be approached, to chat something through, to discuss an idea and see if we can make it work.